When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. my mind work backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind work backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high as all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Owlet Tournament. I'm your host and play-by-play caster Rainbow. We've got an excellent match for you tonight, featuring the Kraken Skulls versus Congregation. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Nocturnal. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Rainbow. It is a rematch. Sorry, very tired this morning. But this is where we first got our start in Owlet. We casted our first game, Kraken Skulls versus Congregation, and now to end off the regular season, we're casting Kraken Skulls versus Congregation, and it is going to be a very, very exciting and important match for both of these teams.
Yeah, because basically whoever wins this is going to go into the stage playoffs, and whoever loses is going to be left behind. So both these teams desperately fighting for that fourth place spot.
And also, not to mention, in overall standings, Kraken Skulls is fighting for their fourth place position, assuming Peppermint Twist ends up winning their match earlier today, which I do not know the results of that currently. But regardless, if Kraken Skulls lose this, they have a chance of being knocked down to fifth when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah, so this is definitely a very important match going forward, and both these teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail to get this. We have a ton of players here in our lobby, and I'm expecting we're going to be seeing some switches coming out throughout this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams have very diverse rosters, like 10 and 11 for both, for the amount of people on both of these rosters. And they really have a very big, diverse, ability set. Like, they have a ton of DPS, a ton of tanks, maybe a lacking on the support line for one team, but regardless, we are going to get started here for the first map on Oasis to decide everything in the beginning.
So, what do you think we're going to be seeing here on City Center?
Well, with the new patch changes that recently just came out, we don't know anymore. We could be seeing people resort to the Orisa Sigma meta, or we could be seeing something completely different. We could be seeing Brian Zarya, we could be seeing Hog Zarya, we could be seeing Ball Hog. We don't know what we're going to be seeing until the teams whip out what they're going to be running right now.
Yeah, getting us a little bit of a preview. We might be seeing some Renzaria if they stick with it, and these look like pretty normal comps, so I think we are going to be seeing these come out of the gate. What do you think of the Renzaria v Renzaria?
Honestly, I used to be a Zarya player, and I know how to play a very aggressive Rhine. Using Zarya and Rhine correctly can set you up for great pushes, great attacks, and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two Rhine Zaryas work. It could depend on everything. And also, the DPS seem to be a little scattered on both sides, as well as the support.
Yeah, more projectile for one side. Oh, and we are now seeing a switch over to Reaper from Kolbe, not opting to stick with that Mei. But both these teams are going to be coming out here, both looking to go high ground, it seems, try to get that positional advantage. But the Pharah and Junkrat are going to be raining down that damage from above, and already 2 kills coming down from those DPS onto Vicrosity and Angel Witch, getting them a good start, continuing to rack up these kills onto Blue Lunaris, and it's looking really good for them right now. And all they really need to do is take the point and clean up this last player.
Yeah, absolutely. Rigo being able to go over the top there and go into the back line of Congregation with that high ground pretty much set them up for success. As Vicrosity gets the pick off on Morningstar, if you're Congregation, you better rush out of the gates fast to get to that, because you have an opportunity now.
Yeah, it was such an important player gone, but you know, if they don't push in here, that Mercy's going to be right back, and you kind of lost all advantage you get from that. But they are going to be moving in here, trying to rotate around to this high ground, going up to the jump pad. But already a kill onto Angel, which is not starting out great for Congregation here, but they're, you know, continuing to persist, and they did get a kill onto Meh on that Pharah, but it is going to be getting rezzed up. The charge coming out from Blue Lunaris trying to get some stuff, does take out Morningstar, but goes down himself. But Vicrosity getting a kill onto Meh, kind of going back and forth, but right now it's still looking pretty good for Kraken Skulls. But with the Reaper coming in, the backline taking out Riley and a band, Congregation definitely has a chance to pull this back. But it looks like they are going to be staying a bit passive here, waiting for their main tank to come back before pushing back in. And we see Kraken Skulls also staying on the back foot, just barely staying on point so that the other team can't capture it for free. But Vicrosity coming out and getting a kill onto Matt on that Pharah, trying to reduce a lot of that damage coming in. But Kua is able to take out Hurricane, Matt gets res back up, and both those tanks go down the side of Kraken Skulls, so Congregation has taken the point. Kraken Skulls was able to get 67% there. But now we are going to be seeing Kraken Skulls back up, wait for that tank line to push back in.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like this execution from Congregation to wait for the rest of their team is working out in the end, because they're going to have a full force, and they're going to be able to push in really quickly. Blue Lunaris obviously having very aggressive Rhine, so they're able to push in easily, and really Vicrosity has been fighting pick after pick, and finding the most important picks in that matter, so really good job.
Yeah, and we see the window coming out and the barrage coming down, but only able to capture Vicrosity from out of the air, but doesn't matter because Kraken Skulls is getting these kills, especially Muddy Snaps on that Rhine, loving to go aggro, and we do see Meg getting res back up, but the tire is going to be coming out from Rigo there, able to capture Shuriken, but Rigo does go down to Kolbe. Vicrosity getting another pick onto Meg. Vicrosity really not a fan of Pharah, it seems, and we see the Reaper coming and trying to contest, but it's not going to be enough, and Kraken Skulls have recaptured this point. 30% left for them to tick up.
And you can see Mei is actually switching off onto the Reaper now as opposed to going onto the Pharah. And you can definitely see how Congregation were able to make use of Kraken Skull's ult economy, because now Kraken Skulls only have the Shatter and they have the Graviton online. Congregation, they have a Grab, they have a Blossom, they almost have Sights, they have Trans, and they have Window. They're fine if they're able to win this fight. And
starting off the Grab, the Trans coming out to help mitigate a lot of that damage. It's been a while since I've seen that ult coming out here, and we see the Shatter coming down out from Muddy Snaps, and they don't get onto the point because they're too wrapped up in that battle and, you know, on the ground with that slam. So that is going to be Kraken Skulls taking the first round. Congregation definitely putting up a really good fight there. They were able to get 50% out of that, so I'm very excited to see what's going to be happening here on University.
You hate to see the C9, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately that's exactly what Congregation did. And it was really just smart play there from the players of Kraken Skulls, being able to use those 2 ults they had out of against 4 or 5 effectively. So really, Kraken Skulls was able to make use of a lost situation and be able to make use of it. As we head here to Oasis University, we do see some variety on the side of Congregation.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these support lineups because we have two very different support lineups, which is not something we've been used to seeing. It's been all Lucio, Moira, maybe a sprinkle of Mercy shown in there. So I'm just liking the variety on that setup. But we see Blue Lunaris start getting kill into Muddy Snaps. Rally and Ben taking out Blue Lunaris. Those both tanks down, but Muddy Snaps is the one that gets the res because they have the Mercy. And we see kills coming out from both sides. This is an all-out brawl right now, just trying to rack up these kills as best they can. Angel Witch getting a kill into Mei there, and taking out that Mei, and continue the brawl is going out. Looks like Congregation has the upper hand here though, but Kraken Skulls is trying to surround, get these kills, but Rico goes down to Angel Witch's orb there, and it looks like Kraken Skulls is going to be forced to back up.
I definitely feel like the biggest problem here with Congregation on that opening push was Blue Lunaris' aggression. Yes, he's playing Reinhardt, and he must be a very aggressive Reinhardt because he probably played in the Ghost meta. But he's playing extremely aggressive sometimes. And now, as I say that, he's sitting on the point, while Shuriken is the one being aggressive. But regardless, that aggression was able to help them get a big pick in Rigo, or help Rigo get a big pick on Blue Lunaris. Regardless, Kraken Skulls were not able to really adapt to the new Orisa, and therefore lost.
Using that Maywell to help try to wall off the tanks, but small gaps lets them escape. The supercharger coming out, but the window from Kraken Skulls as well. Both these teams have the boosted damage coming out, but Rally and the band has fallen for Kraken Skulls, does get res up by Morningstar, but they're continuing to lose these players. The Death Blossom came out from across, they're not able to get anything, gets taken out. Blue Lunaris also going down along with Angel Witch, and Muddy Snaps is going on a rampage here, getting a 4K in that fight, and taking the point back for them.
Well, if Blue Lunaris is aggressive, then Muddy Snaps is fraggy. And also, I just want to really give a big shout out to Riley back there. Riley had the Immortality field just in time in order to survive across these Death Blossom. So, great job there by Riley to keep the rest of the team alive. Regardless, Kraken Skulls, they're in a good place. 4 ults on the board, and they have claimed the point.
Yeah, again, we see that wall coming out to try to wall off the tank there, trying to take out Blue Lunaris, and it works, able to get that charge down, and you've already lost that major component. The Deadeye coming out is able to take out Riley and the band. Rico comes back and takes out Angel Witch, and it's continuing to look really good for Kraken Skulls right now, especially with that res onto Riley and the band. The Mercy really proving to be a huge linchpin in this battle here, able to get off consistent good reses, bring these fights back. The Shadow coming out takes out a lot of the team, are able to take out Blue Lunaris. We heard that tire coming out from Rico as well there, I think. Rico does go down, but Kraken Skulls has taken out so many of these players on the side of Congregation.
You said
it looks like they're getting Fightrosity.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see Rigo does have, you said Rigo used a tire. It was actually canceled by Kobe, who was sneaking into the back. And despite all of that, through that entire fight, still, Kraken Skulls have an ult advantage. They are still going to have an ult advantage. And
starting off with that grab, the wall is going to help protect some of the players from getting to them, but it was putting a bit of damage in that. Death Blossom getting stayed to 5, sorry. I'm bad at counting apparently, but that is going to be huge. That Congregation recaptured this point. Sorry, I broke my voice a little bit there, because sheer surprise with that coming out.
It's fine, he was only getting choked up against all the velocity of Acrosity. But regardless, what a play by Acrosity! He was able to eliminate that perfectly timed Immortality field that Riley had, and was just able to go mad. Great job by Acrosity on that Death Blossom, saving Congregation in a very must-need moment.
Yeah, the supercharger coming out, allowing them to get that extra damage. We see the Immortality helping keep those teammates alive, trying to get in here. We see the Blizzard gonna get popped from the side of Kraken Skulls, trying to get some damage here. Muddy Snaps did go down, does get res back up. Shuriken going down as well. But we see the Shadow coming out, not able to get a whole lot, because it did end up getting blocked by Muddy Snaps right there. But they're continuing to try to push in here. The window coming out, giving them some extra damage, able to take out that Acrosity, and we see the Shadow coming down from Muddy Snaps there. It didn't look like got much either, also getting blocked, but Blue Lunaris and Acrosity weren't able to go down there, and Kraken Skulls continues to push towards the point, taking out these Congregation players. Colby going down, we see the Blizzard coming out from the side of Congregation, and they're able to take out Rigo off of that, but Kraken Skulls still alive, trying to push in here. Med also going down, but Kua is able to come back and take out Holden. The grab coming out as well, trying to get some extra damage here. The charge coming through it, taking out Blue Lunaris, and Kraken Skulls definitely looking really good to be taking this back right now. The Death Blossom coming out and is able to and is taken down really quickly by Muddy Snaps there, and they are going to be recapturing this point. Not a lot of time for Congregation to recover.
If you're Congregation, you want back that Blizzard and you want back that Death Blossom. That was not a winnable fight from the beginning, and you just kept throwing ults in there. Now you have one last attempt to touch. Hurricane will be able to touch.
Yep, so we do see this fight coming down, the Death Blossom coming out, the wheel coming out, trying to get some huge picks here, and Blue Lunar's going down. Oh, so many kills coming through, but Kraken Skulls is coming out on top here. As overtime ticks down, we do get a final touch from Kolbe there, but immediately gets killed by Rigo, and it looks like that's going to be it, and Kraken Skulls is going to be taking map 1 here on Oasis.
We did see signs of life from Congregation in multiple points in that, but they were just unable to coordinate toward the end of that. If they were able to save their ults, that would have been an entirely different result, as here is Vicrosity's giant 5k that I ended up screaming the top of my lungs for. I apologize in advance if I ended up breaking the mics on a Fizzle stream. Regardless, really good job by Vicrosity on that, but unfortunately was just not enough. The coordination at the end was just not there. Maybe they were excited, maybe they were nervous, but regardless, Kraken Skull is able to take it up. There is still hope, though. Congregation, all they need is to win this match. They have not won yet against Kraken Skull since the preseason, but that could change today because that showed a lot of signs of promise.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's a cliche thing to talk about scoreline doesn't reflect how close it was, but it was 2-0, but Congregation was looking really strong there, and definitely I think with maybe some more mistakes from Kraken Skulls could have very easily taken that 2-0 themselves. So I am very much looking forward to this match. I'm not already looking forward to it, but I think that first control just shows how close this is going to be.
Yeah, I would say probably the worst part of Congregation that entire match was surprisingly what we assumed would be pretty much the main thing, Ryan Zarya. We didn't think Ryan Zarya. Apparently, Congregation are not that great as Ryan Zarya. So I apologize in advance, Congregation. But obviously, they may not have practiced that because the meta changes hadn't been in effect. The new patch did just come out hours ago, so maybe they weren't able to practice it as much and they weren't able to execute it properly. Regardless, there were signs of life in that Ryan Zarya. It just needs a little bit more coordination. And Blue Lunaris, I apologize, but you were going way too aggressive.
Yeah, I did see Blue Lunaris getting picked out a bit there by Muddy Snaps. So Muddy Snaps definitely looking very good on that Ryan. Probably returning to an old favorite there. And yeah, and you talked a bit about like the practice on the new patch, and scrimming on PTR is a huge thing. I know a lot of the majors teams are doing it. I don't know how many in minors were really drilling in that PTR practice. So it definitely does make a difference, though, when you have these switches that come out on match day. You know, right on Tuesday, you have to come out and play this new patch. So yeah, PTR scrims are huge.
Yep, absolutely. It's really showing how, like, this is probably showing that maybe Kraken Skulls were able to scrim on the PTR more. Maybe Congregation weren't able to do so as much, or maybe they've been practicing these comps, but they just couldn't master it in time. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here with these two teams as we head into our next map, essentially.
Yeah, looking at Hanamura, and this one's always an interesting one. I'm just, in terms of like what you run, you get to see some good Pharah play here, but also some nice Doomfist, some good Bastion comps coming out. So I'm curious to see what these teams are going to be running. Do you have any major predictions here?
I mean, usually I would say Bastion Bunker. However, Bastion might not be as powerful right now, considering the new shield nerfs to Orisa and Sigma, unless you run a Reinhardt, which basically means that Reinhardt is sleeping on M2. So,
which I'm sure Muddy Snaps would not be too happy doing. No, so
I doubt anyone would be happy doing that because Blue and Aris and Muddy Snaps, we've seen them be incredibly aggressive, right?
Yeah, that's true. We did see aggression coming out from both of them. Just Muddy Snaps winning a bit more there. But yeah, so I'm curious to what we're going to be seeing on the DPS line. 'Cause you do get a lot of variety, and we already saw variety coming out from Control on Oasis there. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see some... Well, actually, no, I was making sure I was getting the name right, and I now see Regulus is in where Rigo was. So we are going to be seeing switch up there, because I was wondering if we were going to see some more Junkrat play, but I don't think we will with that switch coming through. And I'm curious what Regulus's kind of purpose here is. Yeah, so looking at it, it does look like it's a lot of Hanzo play coming out. So I'm very excited to see that here on Hanamura.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Regis. We saw him do well on. We saw him do so well on that Junkrat. I apologize. I'm very tired again. So most likely he was brought in because he has that good Junkrat. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he just only knows how to play Junkrat. No offense if he does. I'm not criticizing him. I used to be a Junkrat one trick when I was in Overwatch Season 3. You can look at it in my stats page. But regardless, Regulus might be more of a flexible DPS than Regis, and that's why they're bringing him in. Maybe Regis was an Oasis strategy, but you never know. You could be seeing Regulus play the Junkrat. Maybe he has a better Junkrat. Maybe he has a different strategy for any sort of map, but we'll have to see sorry, I almost called him King's Throw. I am really tired today. Kraken Skulls get into the game.
Yes, King's Throw, my favorite minors team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely taking a bit to switch maps here. Some teams are faster than others. Kind of going into that. I don't think we are seeing any other switches. So, looking back, I'm trying to think of a good question here. But sometimes my brain is also very slow. Yeah, who do you? Yeah. So Nocturnal. Where do you like it at what on point B? Where do you like attacking? Do you like those cheeky outside on the cliff strats? Just simple man go main, or go for that high ground.
I mean, it really depends on what sort of position you and your enemy team is running. Like, you could be running, like, any sort of composition, and the enemy could be running a Junkrat, and you don't want to be going on that right. Because you will get absolutely demolished. I apologize if I'm cutting off a bit. Blame Abyssal again. But regardless, it might be just, like, dependent on how, like, what your team wants to run. So, again, it's really comp dependent. And if they're not going to be running Rigo, Congregation on attack, if they don't have a Junkrat on the side of Kraken Skulls, go right side, which is mostly what everyone's going to be doing.
Yeah, I know I saw a lot of main back in the old meta, but we definitely are gonna see some more variety coming through. But looks like we are going to be finally going into this map. Um, so I'm excited now that we get to go into Hanamura here and see what we're going to be getting. So we do see Kraken Skulls starting out on this attack and Congregation starting on the defense. I'm curious on your thoughts of the support line. So we did see the split support line. We saw the Mercy being hugely valuable.
I mean, I'm really pretty interested. Like, I don't think we saw Congregation run Mercy 1. They were running mainly a BAP, Lucio, Moira, and they were running BAP, Lucio, Moira, and Zen the entire match. While on the side of Kraken Skulls, they were always running Mercy and I think BAP. So it's pretty interesting how different the support lines are, and maybe Kraken Skulls has the advantage by sticking to that one support line because they can trust that one support line. But you never know. It is a new patch. This is minor, so maybe teams are still trying to figure out the new patch. Regardless, we are getting ready to see the compositions here on Hanamura.
We do see one thing matching up, which is the Lucio there, but so far no other mirrors going on. We have a different tank lineup, different DPS. But let's start talking about this defense. We have an Orisa Roadhog. It's been a little bit since we've seen that comp coming out.
Yeah, Roadhog with the new shield nerfs has become a powerhouse simply because of how fast he can destroy shields. Like, he can destroy Orisa's shield, I believe, in 4 M1 clicks, or primary fires, from what I remember, but that faded from my memory. Yeah, pretty much so. It's going to be interesting to see this Roadhog in play, as here comes Kraken Skulls running their trademark Reinzar.
Yep, coming out here, looking to get a good Maywall in there. Looks like, but we see the pull coming on to Frode, and that's not a good start. Kua trying to come and save, also ends up going down, so it's going to be Kraken Skulls needing to back up here into safety, wait for their players to come back, but Regulus is able to get a nice hit on the Angel Witch there. So I don't know, it's going to take a while for Angel Witch to come back because of spawn, so if they can get their players back from spawn, move in quickly here, they will be down to support on the side of Congregation.
Yeah, and I feel like the main reason they're running this Ash is because you can use the pull and the dynamite to get a lot of damage. You can see Vicrosity is just murdering everyone right now, and so is the rest of the team.
Yeah, Congregation really just were able to clean up there. Only really, Congregation only really able to get a kill onto Blue. Who was it? It was Blue and Iris. Yeah. Kill feed went away before my brain could process words.
Yeah, no worries. I was actually laughing at Kolbe, who actually went to go teabag Kua. But speaking of that, Blue Lunaris is running back from spawn. Angel Wish actually went to go pick him up, so most likely he will be back before the fight actually starts. But yeah, this is a very interesting setup by Congregation, and it's working, which is the surprising part. As you can see, Kraken Skulls are going into that left pagoda so they can avoid the dynamite altogether, but that doesn't mean that they won't avoid Shuriken's ult.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think these are the Mei walls I really want to be seeing. They're doing, you know, decent for trying to get some cover, but I'd love to see more trying to split up the team. But they are able to get Kolbe there, kind of caught out of position on that defense, and they're now going to be pushing towards point. The window coming out from a Congregation, and they're able to take out Frode, but Angel Witch going down to the Dragons. These kills going back and forth, but it looks like we are going to be seeing Kraken Skulls coming out top and the Bob coming out, putting in this damage, trying to stall out this point, maybe get some time for their players to come back, but no, we do see Kolbe coming in here with this wheel, trying to get some picks, and we'll see how much it is able to do. Able to take out Kua, so it's one pretty important player coming down, and they've stalled out a lot of time for their players to be able to come back, but Kolbe going down, it looks like they might be backing up here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bob did do a lot in order to stall the point, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Luckily, the good news is Congregation will be all set up for point B. It looks like they're going to be setting up on the high ground, so it depends where Kraken Skulls want to come in here. Kolbe is actually switching off to the Hanzo, and Blue and Ars is switching off to the Reinhardt. A switch from Kolbe that I would not agree with. However, regardless, Kraken Skulls, they are going to have 4 ults pushing into this. And on the side of Congregation, you're only going to have that drum. Better be a good drum.
Yeah, the Grav coming out to start off with, along with the Coalescence. The Supercharger getting put down by Shuriken, trying to keep the hope alive, putting in that damage, but they weren't really able to get a lot of kills off of those ults that they did throw down, and so it's ended up fairly even on the sides here, but it is going to be Congregation coming out on top, able to get those kills using those 2 heavy damage ults.
I want you to look in the top left of your screen right now, Rainbow. You see it? Blue Lunaris already has his shatter.
Yeah, definitely. I love Ryan. I love Ryan so much, and was able to put in a lot of damage there just swinging away.
Yeah,
so.
that was fast, really. That drum obviously showed how much of an impact Ryan has in this meta right now. The drum, the halts, all that sort of stuff was able to work in Blue Lunaris' favor. Now he is ready for that shatter. Money Snaps has his, though, so it's going to be a battle of which Ryan will get the better shatter.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting with so many shields going down. We hear one shatter coming out. Didn't see Metafield fall off of that, and that was Blue Lunaris, and he did go down. The shatter coming out from Muddy Snaps was able to get more, but the immortality was down, but they are getting the kills off of it, able to take out that immortality to clear them up there. Going on to Shuriken there, now capturing the point. The Dragon's coming out to prevent people from coming out of spawn, able to take out Vicrosity. We now see Blue Lunaris on the point, trying to keep it going, but is going to go down. The wall is going to be keeping the Baptiste from touching, and that is going to be it. Did some really good tactics to keep people off the point there, rotating out the Dragons, rotating out the wall, and were able to just come in and capture that point really quickly once they got those kills.
Yeah, unfortunately, Blue Lunaris, I've talked about his aggression way too much this match, but he just decided he would go straight into the hallway. Was met straight with a Zarya bubble, unfortunately, and was unable to get any value with that shatter. Regardless, Congregation, that could have been a lot worse. They were able to hold it off for a while, and now they're going to be going on the attack, so it's going to be interesting to see how Kraken Skulls are able to defend. If Kraken Skulls are able to full defend Congregation on either point A or point B, then they have a legitimate shot of winning this map and going 2-0 into the half. So we're going to have to see what Congregation will pull out in order to make sure Skulls doesn't do that.
So do you think we're going to be seeing a really nice defense coming out here from Kraken, or do you think we're going to be seeing a wonderful multi-round 2CP going in here?
Listen, we casted Otterox, we casted, I believe it was Dumpster Divers versus Ohio. and we saw how long the 2CP map went for. I want something like that. These two teams are even right now. They are really good in the standings. They're at about the same area. They have a chance to go to a 6-round 2CP. And you can see on the side of Congregation, that is a very interesting pick by Kolbe.
Ooh, yes, the Symmetra coming out, so we kind of have to see how well they're going to be able to respond to that. With their two DPS already standing on point, looks like Kraken Skulls is prepared for anything here, including that Symmetra pick coming out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Kolbe revealed himself because Frode was on the top right, and Kolbe ended up peeking out. So we'll see what happens with Kolbe's TP. Will they just TP to point, or will they TP to the pagoda? Will they TP to the skies? We'll never know.
Will they TP, as they're not setting it down quite yet. The
there
TP does go down. They are going straight to point here. But Vicrosity already going down to Regulus. Kolbe going down to Muddy Snaps. Lulinars does come back with kill onto May. The window already coming out on the side of Congregation. A huge shatter coming from Muddy Snaps. So many ults so quickly here. And Muddy Snaps is starting to clean up along with Riley and the band. And doing an amazing job holding that.
Ouch. That's all I can say. Ouch. That fight was pretty much over when it started. Vicrosity was picked off and everything just fell from there. And now you can already see Kolbe has switched off to the Tracer. I don't know if this is a permanent switch or if he's just trying to figure out what to do, but regardless, now Congregation have to reset. Vicrosity has also switched off to the Widowmaker to battle Regulus on that Hanzo, so we're going to see what happens here. As Kolbe's already spotted out. Never mind,
I'm excited for the more Widow play out of Vicrosity. It was a lot of fun to see those picks coming through. So far, just kind of facing off at the choke right here, establishing some Rhine dominance. Love those Rhine mind games. And it looks like we might be seeing a push in, but with the nade coming through onto Congregation there, but they're actually able to recover quite well, able to res Shuriken and get some kills moving in there, and it looks very good for them right now. And as they're moving towards the point, it looks like Blue Lunars almost went off the edge there, didn't though, and they're going to be capturing this point pretty quickly.
Unfortunately, I ended up getting DC'd there, so I wasn't able to see all of that. But regardless, I'm going to assume Congregation did a really good job of capping the point, unless they didn't. I couldn't listen to the commentary again because I had an internet error. Did they cap the point?
Yeah, they capped the point. They have 4 minutes 45 to capture point B.
Alright, perfect. I'm not in the match, unfortunately, so yeah, just invite me. You can.
Yeah, Regulus getting an early pick onto Vicrosity there. A good start, and looking at these ults, it's a huge advantage right now for Kraken Skulls. They're looking pretty comfortable on point B, and looks like they will be able to hold this for a while. Angel Witch was able to res Vicrosity there, though, so they're going to be continuing to push forward here, but we see Muddy Snaps right above where they're pushing in through main, looking to maybe get a nice drop onto them and get a shatter from the back line. But it looks like all they're going to need is a charge. Kuar taking down Blue Lunaris. A great start on this defense for Kraken Skulls with 6 ults, but Muddy Snaps going down to Shuriken, not great. But it looks like they will be able to continue holding here as Regulus takes down Vicrosity.
Yeah, probably not a good start there from Congregation. And oh my god, Kraken Skulls.
Right? Look at how many ults.
Advantage.
They do actually use those ults. It's a mistake you do see. They have 6 ults and they don't use a single one. So I do hope they get that good ult rotation going through soon, starting with this attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize if I sound laggy. My ping is very high. I don't know why. But fight.
Yeah, we start off with the Grav Dragons coming through. The Immortality was able to hold off a lot of damage and allow for Congregation to mostly escape that. Regulus going down, but Kolbe also going down to 1 DPS lost from either side. And it's going to be Kraken Skulls continuing to press forward despite the loss of Kolbe, which I heavily support. Already moving on to the point. The Blizzard is going to be coming out here, taking out Blue Lunaris. Blue Lunaris going down early in a lot of these fights with the Supercharger, trying to rain in some extra damage. Vicrosity gets a pick onto Riley in the band, but it looks like Kraken Skulls is continuing to hold here, and with one fight, their ult advantage has dropped significantly.
They used 4 ults in one fight. Like, okay, I guess you're trying to, like, get rid of the enemy team and make sure they get a swift exit, but still, 4 ults, man. 4 ults is 4 ults, and you can see Shuriken is also switched over to the Winston, probably to deal with Regulus, because no one can reach Regulus.
Yeah, coming in here, Blue Lunaris going down early again, got nade, got frozen. It's a Ryan's worst nightmare coming in right there. So it's gonna be Congregation continue to still hold. I heard a nano coming down, and it's going to be onto Regulus there. Blue Lunaris does get rezzed, and despite that nano, Congregation is coming in and wrecking shop. Ku was able to take out Vicrosity, but it's not gonna be enough to really be holding this point here. And they are continuing to throw in all that damage and continue pushing through here. They do now officially have a worse time bank, but they're still looking really good as they continue to take out these Kraken Skulls players. Blue Lunaris does end up falling there, and Muddy Snaps with that slam is able to take out Kolbe and continue to try to wreck shop here, and Muddy Snaps may be bringing it back for them. And it looks like they are going to be winning this fight. Blue Lunaris does get res, but Blue Lunaris basically just needs to die now so they can re-attack. That was looking so good for Congregation there, but Muddy Snaps just came in and ruined their dreams.
That was messy. That was messy, and more messy from Congregation. And you can see now they're just putting the Crustity on the Reaper here. It's just not been looking good for Congregation on this attack. They've not been able to coordinate these pushes so well, and now they have a minute left to at least finish the point. And if they don't, then this is either going to be a draw or a win for Skulls. So, what do you do here?
Dude, I don't know. It's looking like they're kind of very split right now, looking to take some multiple angles, but definitely going for that high ground, trying to take someone out there. Have a Winston looking to dive, a Reinhardt going in on them right now, and the attack has begun coming in here, not getting any initial kills yet. But as I say that, Vicrosity is able to take out Muddy Snaps, and a huge slam comes down from Blue Lunaris, redeeming himself there, able to take out a lot of those players. Now all they need to do is stop the stagger onto point, clear out these players from Kraken Skulls so that they can get the ticks that they need. Right now they're doing a fairly good job. They need to take out this Wrecking Ball, and as Muddy Snaps goes down, the Blizzard is coming out from Meh. Does get slept, so not a lot of value is probably going to be gained there, but the grab and the dragons to try to take out Shuriken, but the Angry Monkey coming out is able to keep himself alive, and they're continuing to rack up these skills on the side of Congregation, just trying to stay alive. But the staggers are really good, and they still have not been able to gain a tick on the side of Congregation. Kraken Skull is doing a good job here, able to take out Angel Witch there, but Congregation continuing to rinse these players on Kraken Skulls. And it's looking very good for them right now, as they got 1 tick, they got 2 ticks, and it looks like we're not going to be able to see anyone touch for that last 3rd tick. So it is a 2-minute 34 time bank, and if I'm remembering my Overwatch rules correctly, the best they can do is tie.
Absolutely, the best Congregation can do right now is draw this map, which is good. That means you have to only win 2 more maps. Unfortunately, if you don't, that's bad. You have to win 2 maps and an extra map in a map 5. So this is looking rough for Congregation, especially with their coordination. If they are able to make that Orisa and Ashe strategy work again, we could see a very, very close point B cap.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how this goes. I'm trying to remember what the time Kraken Skulls had on their attack, but I think it was pretty decent, so they did capture it before 2 minutes and 34 seconds had passed, so I'm looking pretty hopeful for them being able to capture this, for at least a tick coming in here.
And we see a very interesting look out here by Congregation. Orisa Sigma with Doomfist Reaper and Ana Lucia. I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere. It's vaguely familiar, but yeah, reverting back to that old meta, maybe just trying to go with what's comfortable. Maybe they're just thinking that this comp is going to be what works best against whatever Kraken Skulls has to throw at them, but they are going to be setting up right on point, not going for that aggressive choke hold.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what Kraken Skulls does now that they realize this. Kolbe's actually hit him with the Doomfist, and he better run, because right behind him is Kraken Skulls. He's just gonna go head on into them. Never mind.
You say run, he says go into them, and it doesn't work out. Kolbe going down there. First and Holland's retreat back onto point, and Kraken Skull is gonna be moving in here with that pick. The wall coming out, trying to get them a better rotation here. Able to take out Angel Witch, able to take out Hole. Muddy Snaps is going on a rampage yet again. and it looks like they're going to be taking this without too much resistance. I would have loved to see a better fight there out from Congregation, but Kraken Skulls is able to just come in, especially with that pick onto Kolbe. I think that was the critical mistake there. I think if Kolbe lives, that fight could have gone pretty differently, and it would have taken at least another minute for Kraken Skulls to take the first point.
Yeah, absolutely. The Kolbe kill was probably the nail in the coffin there for Hanamura. Money snaps. Yeah, that speaks for itself. This man's a beast. He's a beast. What can I say? He's doing really good on this Reinhardt.
I love these changes. Anything that lets me see Reinhardt again makes me so happy. Most people know me as this Lucio one trick. Reinhardt is my second favorite hero, and he's the best. So, but best tank. Love that Chad Reinhardt play, and Muddy Snaps is doing a great job on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely say that for sure. And Congregation, they're in last win. They have to win these next 3 maps and get a reverse sweep on Kraken Skulls. They've never won against Kraken Skulls before. They've only won 1 map against Kraken Skulls in this entire season, excluding the preseason, which we don't count.
Yeah, it's very true. So, I'm very much looking forward to see how this is going to be going here after the half. So we are going to be taking a quick break, but make sure to tune back in to see if Congregation can get the reverse sweep here. Yeah, we're going to break.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind work backwards just for a minute, I hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind work backwards just for a minute, I hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember.
So coming back, it is halftime right now, and currently Kraken Skulls is up 2-0 over Congregation. So Congregation needs to get the reverse sweep coming in here to win and ultimately make it into those stage playoffs, which is the goal for both of these teams right now. If they win, they can get that beloved fourth spot, and the other one will be left in the dust a little bit. So these teams are trying very hard. Congregation needs to try a bit harder from now on to get that reverse sweep. And we do see a swap coming in to try to help them achieve that. We see Monka S coming in over Blue Lunaris. What are your thoughts on that switch?
I definitely feel like it's a good switch. No offense to Blue Vinaris, but he is pretty much a Rhyme one trick. I haven't seen his Roadhog do that great. I haven't seen his Sigma. I haven't seen anything from Blue Vinaris be that great except his Reinhardt, and his Reinhardt is meh. And also, it does seem like that Congregation is also trying to get another swap in. Unfortunately, we have a very full lobby here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the max slots, so we really can't do anything about that. So Congregation is trying to sort that swap out before we get back going. But we are going to be going into King's Row next. So we see
Well,
King's Row as sort of like a very like mixed map. So what are your
well,
thoughts
actually,
on what we're going to be seeing?
I do want to talk about King's Row, but I just realized how many swaps came in on Kraken Skulls as well. It's hard to talk because they don't go in chat. They're hosting lobby. But we do see blue boxers coming in over Kua, I believe. Trying to remember all the swaps. Rico coming back in over Regulus. So we get the Junk one trick over the Hanzo one trick. I'm quoting from Twitch chat there. And we see Frode coming out for DJ Gigabit. So a number of switches, one on each role, I believe. And correct me if I messed up anything there.
I just noticed that myself, so thank you very much again. Actually, no, Rigo is that. Did you say Rigo already?
Yeah.
Okay, so Blue Boxers, Rigo, and DJ Gigabit are all in. So it's definitely interesting, a different look from both teams. So we're gonna see what happens here for this for Kings Row. But what do we expect to see?
I don't know. We could be seeing a number of things with both of these teams have really been liking some good old Ryan play. So I think that we are going to be continuing to see some of that coming through, especially on the side of Kraken Skulls, who've been looking really strong on it. Muddy Snaps has a Reinhardt that will put fear into any man's soul. So I imagine we'll see some continuance of that, at least on attack. Maybe not quite so much on the defense, but I'm definitely curious to see what we're going to be seeing. With Rigo coming in, we know we're going to be seeing some Junkrat play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely seems like an interesting scenario here. Rigo definitely, we saw him do an amazing Junkrat, so maybe they're bringing him back in for that Junkrat. But also, do we know if Congregation are going to run Reinhardt now because of Lunaris being subbed out? Like, I can probably look at Monka's hero pool real quick so I can swap out my mouses. I apologize for a little wait. Like, if I look at Monka's hero pool, yep, she's a off tank, and so is Shurikane. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they're willing to run Monkas on the main tank, or Bread is just gonna be running off tank and they're gonna be running Shurikane on the main tank. Maybe the Orisa, because we have seen really good Orisa from Shurikane.
Well, something I think we might be seeing is since the new patch came out today, we don't know if that's actually what Monka or Shuriken is really normally playing. It could just be a product of patch, and now that the meta is switching over, maybe Monka's going to be going back to old main tank ways. I don't really know, so we'll kind of just have to wait and see on that tank line. But we do finally we did sort out the lobby, and we are going to be seeing Baby Bun come in over Kolbe. And I'm curious on that switch. Kolbe is doing fairly well. Not a huge problem spot, but it's possible Baby Bun's coming in just as a specialty player here. So I'm definitely curious to see how those switches are going to be working out inside a congregation.
You may say that, however, I saw a lot of like weird stuff coming from Kolbe on that second map. Like the Tracer going in when the rest of the team wasn't there, the Doomfist at the end, it didn't add up. And maybe they don't want to be running Kolbe right now and they want to try it Baby Bun. But you never know. Congregation's coaching staff has always confused me. Oh wait, I played with them anyway. No wonder they confuse me all the time.
But yeah, so what do you think we're gonna be seeing just like overall on defense for Kings Row?
I mean, there is a lot of things that we could be seeing. We could be seeing bunkers. We could be seeing May Reaper, Hanzo, Widowmaker, Recrosity. We've already shown has had a great Widowmaker this match. We could be seeing anything at this point. Again, teams are still trying to figure out what the meta is, and it's really hard to really decipher it. But regardless, there is a chance that we could be seeing literally anything. We could be seeing what we saw before the patch. We don't know at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. With the new patch coming out, it definitely leaves a lot of things up to question. I personally haven't been doing my due diligence as a analyst to look into exactly what these changes are going to be affecting. All I know is a huge shield nerf and double shield is no more. But yeah. So still apparently trying to figure some stuff out in the lobby. So we may have spoke a bit too early coming back here from the half.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do we want to go back to break and make sure this all gets sorted out?
I probably would go back to break until we get it all sorted.
Okay, we're gonna be back probably soon, but we just want to make sure there aren't any major issues going on here.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I
Okay, we are back. Everything is sorted, so we are going to be going into Kings Row now. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing if Congregation can get this reverse sweep. I believe in them. I believe. But
So
also
do I.
Kraken Skulls is looking very strong. I can't, disagree with that. A bit of facts of Kraken Skulls good versus I always like seeing a good reverse sweep. So
Who doesn't? Who doesn't
pretty
like
much.
seeing a good reverse sweep? I've never
Yep.
seen a reverse sweep. I haven't seen a map 5 yet, I believe. So
You need to get more hype matches going, Nocturnal.
I know I've only had like one map, only like one match that's had like one map difference. Like, come on, guys, give me more intense matches to cast. I don't want to cast sweeps. Anyway, as we start here on King's Row, we are going to be seeing on the defense for Kraken Skulls, Ryan Zarya, May Junkrat, Baptiste Moira, pretty much what they were running, except Gigabit is on the Moira instead of a Mercy.
Yeah,
here.
I'm curious to see how that Moira switch is going to work out for them. I think the Mercy was working very well, and I think they were using it to great effect. But Moira is also an excellent hero. They're definitely, there are reasons you run a Moira over Mercy in a lot of cases. So it shouldn't it's not a bad pick out of them or anything, but it looks like we are going to be seeing a Pharah coming out from Baby One on the side of Congregation. Ooh, and dive? I just noticed that tank line. Dive? We see Vicrosity trying to get some initial picks there, shooting out of that top window. Might be switching off soon as you do see sometimes, but actually no, it looks like he's going to be sticking on that Widow, continuing to try to get some picks here, and does get one at DJ Gigabit. Not a great start coming out for her, and also onto Blue Boxers. Not another great start for her either. It's not looking super good for Kraken Skull's defense right now as they're anti in this, and yeah, the kills are continuing to come in. The DPS is just rinsing Kraken Skulls right now. Not a great start, but it's great for dive.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you heard me laugh. I was unfortunately laughing at Holden, who had a very fortunate fate of being chased by Rigo into Muddy Snap's charge. But I feel like the main reason this is working is the effect of Baby Bun right now. Baby Bun on this Pharah is able to make it so all of Kraken Skulls is focusing on them and being able to like distract Kraken Skulls and make it so Vicrosity can easily get those picks. So great job by Baby Bun and Vicrosity to work together on this.
Yeah, man was able to use the dynamite to slowly whittle down Shurikane there. Shurikane didn't get the heals he needed there. Does get res back up by Angel, which there you see the value of Mercy coming back here, and they're continuing to push Kraken Skulls back, and the barrage showing down getting a 4K. Baby Bud doing amazingly well, showing why they were subbed in here.
Wow. Just wow. Baby Bun is doing amazing.
Like, you just get all this intimidation from the front and then the barrage from the back.
Yeah, pretty much. This Baby Bun Vicrosity DPS duo is working wonders right now for Congregation. Maybe this is the bright spot that they've been missing this entire time. Kraken Skulls, do they defend here though? Can they defend point B? It doesn't look like it. Or no, Blue Box pushing it.
Trying to come in, trying to get, you know, they have touch, trying to get some work done here. So far, no real kills coming down. Blue Boxes goes down. Money Snaps does get a kill on the Monkey S. Nothing out of that Diva Bomb. Riley and the band going down. Shuriken going down. It's kill for either side, back and forth as DJ Gigabit also falls. But now Babe Bun finally getting that advantage there. Getting a 2K, and they're still continuing to try to push forward. They just need to take out, Muddy Snaps and Rigo, and there we go. And they're going to be capturing point B. And it's now on to point C. They're going very quickly here with 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
That is not normal for King's Row unless you are really like running through the point, and they are really dashing through it right now. Congregation, they have control over this map. As Vicrosity is not
another
even
pick.
Speak.
Vicrosity is just putting so much intimidation with this Widow and is able to capture so much space just because they need to avoid getting headshot.
Yeah, absolutely, and oh my god, he gets another one! Vicrosity, please, let me talk!
And that was the same player. The slam coming out, though, could be the turning point here as they get 2 kills. And it's looking really good right now. The tire coming out as well. They're able to recover here. Kraken Skulls finally getting one up on Congregation, and they have recaptured it before Congregation can just roll into the end of point C.
But pretty much they had to use every single, the Shatter, the Tire, the Coalescence. They're only going to have Bob ready, which yes, Bob is a very impactful ult, but not when the enemy team has a Primal and another Barrage. So we're going to see if Congregation are able to avoid this Bob and make him do nothing.
Yes, we already see a lot coming in here. The huge dynamite onto the tank line there. Babe Bun going down to Rigo. Not exactly sure how that happened. Not usually who you see killing a Pharah, but it does get rest back up, and Vicrosity getting a kill onto Blue Boxers. There, the Bob is going to be coming out, trying to get some damage here with the barrage, and the backline able to take out Rigo, getting a bit of revenge there, also taking out Matt. It's looking really good for Congregation right now again, and the Vicrosity also gets killed DJ Gigabit just to help put a bit of a nail in the coffin of that defense, and there's only one defense they have left, trying to pull out a Bastion, get the damage in there. The Diva Bomb coming out, and they are able to get a kill onto Baby Bun. Holden going down as well. Kraken Skulls is recovering here, but Vicrosity does get a kill onto Matt there. But Kraken Skulls is holding out, and it looks like Congregation is going to have to go back to the drawing board again.
Yeah, absolutely. They were able to get it near the end of the map, so there is still possibility of a trap. But they were able to save him. Great job by Congregation to be able to save him. Great job, Bunka and Angel Witch. but there is still a chance here
Take your
for
medicine.
Congregation to push this. They are going to have the bomb and the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, on the side of Kraken Skulls, you've got nothing. All you've got is a very lethal Bastion who's not in turret mode right now. So that could be deadly. And that's
Ooh, but that pick onto Angel Witch, but returning with the pick onto DJ Gigabit, but Kraken Skulls continuing to hold here, looking really good. They definitely have recovered from that massive initial attack with Congregation, with the Diva Bomb coming out, could be turning back, getting killed into Rico and Rally in a band. Congregation can definitely recover here if they get that aggression. They still need a lot of heal to come back from spawn though, and they're mainly fighting here with 3 people. Blue Boxers is able to take out Baby Bun, but you did see 2 Kraken Skulls players going down there. It is an all-out brawl right now, just trying to get any kills so they can continue to advance the point. But Shuriken going down, not a luck, but they're continuing to still try to fight this out. And with the mines going down, that might be Congregation kind of having to back up a little bit and just wait for their full 6.
Yeah, they are going to be using the sights. Holden is going to fall very late, though, so maybe Congregation are pushing way too far into this, and they really should back up and reset. However, they're still engaging. They're still partially engaging. Holden's res. Baby Bun's about to get another barrage. They might still be in this, despite literally losing everyone.
Yeah, but they're going to come back in and sleep onto the ball. We're able to do a lot of damage and take Money Snaps out. The res does come through though, but the Diva Bomb getting thrown down, the barrage coming through, they're able to get 3 right there, and it's a good initial start. The Nano also coming down onto Monka S, putting in some extra damage. They're killing so many of these Kraken Skulls players, but they're still in it, they're still able to touch, and they're gonna get some movement off that last kill, but you see the tank configuration coming out along with the Valkyrie. Valkyrie does go down there, and tank configuration not getting much right now, and as I say that, Holden goes down, but Baby Bun continuing to get these kills here and put in that damage, and they're still trying to pull this out. Death Blossom coming out, not getting much as Shuriken takes down Matt very quickly there. The Diva Bomb coming out from Kraken Skulls takes out 3! That's the recovery they needed! It looks like they might actually be able to hold off of that. Blue Boxers coming in with a huge Diva Bomb to help them recover there, and it looks like Congregation is having to retreat again. Oh, that was huge. I totally was positive they were going to be losing that there.
Kraken Skulls almost had the last nail in the coffin, and they just bust out the plier and undid every single nail. Now Congregation have one last push. They're gonna have the barrage and they're gonna have Valkyrie to win this. There are mines on the side of Kraken Skulls, so they have to use those mines perfectly, or this is going to be a cap for Congregation.
Yep, coming out here, we see the mines going down. Trying to come out here, Baby Bunny goes down to Rigo's Symmetra turrets. They're getting these kills here. We see the Diva Bomb coming out, only able to take out Rigo though, but it's still looking fairly decent for Congregation as they get these kills. The barrage coming down, not able to get much as Baby Bun falls. Congregation still doing really well, able to clean up these players. And we only see Riley and Ban on that lonely Zen trying to touch the point. Oh, and we also see the Reaper there from Met, able to T-Mech Monka S. And the Kraken Skulls players are coming back, and they aren't able to really kill them fast enough on the side of Congregation, but they cannot step off the point now. Able to take out Rico there, but Money Snaps gets a boob onto Holden. Monka S with a punch to DJ Gigabit's face, and able to get that kill there. Not able to re-mech, dies before the mech falls, and it looks like Kraken Skull is going to be recovering here, especially with the Diva Bomb coming out, and they do hold point C. I was absolutely positive that wasn't going to be happening. I was sure Congregation was going to eventually be able to get through, but they weren't able to. Kraken Skull's really pulling it out with their backs against the wall.
My goodness, Kraken Skulls, give yourself a pat on the back for saving yourself from infinite doom. You had that fight lost from the beginning, and then Blue Boxers put on bluer boxers and decided it's time to win. Shot that Diva Bomb, and that was the end of it. So great job there by Blue Boxers. She nailed it. She nailed it. That's all I can say. Now, Congregation, you are on your defense. You have to have a godlike defense, or your series is over. Make it work.
I definitely think they can. They were showing some strength. I think it was some real clutch plays coming out from Kraken Skulls that really had that defense. I don't think Congregation was necessarily doing anything wrong because they had some really good fights. It's just Kraken Skulls was able to really clutch it up and prevent Congregation from taking that point.
Absolutely, I could say the same thing right now. So it's going to be interesting to see here what we get. We see the dive again on the side of Congregation. Shurikane on the Winston, Monka's on the Diva. Baby Bun's still on the Pharah. Macrosity off the Widow and heading to Ash duty. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to defend this with all on the line right now.
Yeah, so looking at these comps we have right now, we see the dive still on defense. Ooh.
I said that,
I'm
so thanks
sorry.
for doing the job.
My brain's not listening. I'm sorry.
Alright,
I
anyway, we
just
see
noticed it.
Ryan on the
Scuffed.
attack for Kraken Skulls, so let's see how they make use of this and are able to push into this dive composition. And they're going through Hotel.
Yep, good rotation. They're trying to mitigate some of that incoming damage. We see Shurikane just trying to bite their back with that, Zapper coming in there. Lots of damage getting thrown around, no deaths coming yet, but a lot of players are low, and Rigo does end up going down on the side of Kraken Skulls, trying to continue to get these kills coming out from Congregation. Not quite getting what they need, no kills coming up. They do end up taking out Blue Boxers after Blue Box was able to take out Monka S though. First tick almost coming through, but they're able to delay it. The frozen nanoed monkey there. First tick coming through. Holden going down. The barrage coming up from Baby Bun gets 2 before getting taken down by Rowley and a band. Trying to get that res on to Baby Bun successfully done, which is very surprising. 2 people were shooting at that Mercy there, were shooting at her on Angel Witch, but they are able to hold only 1 tick capture of Kraken Skulls.
If the Mercy was able to get off that res, that's a very good job by the tanks and Holden to be able to make sure that she's able to properly get off the res and not die in the process. And you can see they're already pushing in, so thanks for giving me time, Kraken Skulls. I thought Macrosity was rude.
DJ Gigabit going down, or taken down by Crosity. Baby Bun is able to take out Rigo there, though the Coalescence is going to be coming up from DJ Gigabit, trying to put some healing and damage in here. The Blizzard out from Kraken Skulls, trying to freeze up any remaining members there from Congregation. We're able to take out Shurikane. They got that tick. They just need a little bit more. Even just a boop could help them capture this point. But Congregation's referring to go down using 2 extra ults there with the beat and the grab. I think maybe a bit extra, but the Bob is going to be coming out from Congregation. Try to get some extra damage there and help try to contest the point. Not actually on the point, but they are able to capture that. And that was a very, very long and weird fight going on there. A lot of ults I don't think were necessary from either side. I think in some ways Congregation just kind of need to lose that. What do you think?
I mean, I definitely feel like Congregation could have lost that, but they also did stall it out a lot. The Crosity has a very good ability to be able to build up that bomb fast. Shurikane has been very good on this Winston to be able to build up the monkey ult. You can tell I'm tired if I don't remember the name of Primal Rage. But they still have a chance here, and they do have 4 ults still on the field. And as you can see, however, Kraken Skulls, as Rigo dies, there goes Shatter.
The Shatter coming out. Yeah, Money Snap's able to capture that kill onto Holden. Continuing to put in the damage there. The barrage coming up from Babe Bun to try to recover. Does get a 3K. But, Kraken Skulls did put in a lot of damage there, but they are forced to retreat because they lost some very important players. And Shurikane was able to get rested up by Angel Witch there. So they are going to be continuing to hold here on streets.
Baby Bun has been doing a really good job of keeping this team in the fight. Those barrages have just been lethal and have been team saving, so really good job by Baby Bun this entire match. And the good part is, Congregation still have 2 ults. They still have the bomb, and they still have the nano. There goes the nano onto the Diva.
Yeah, not when you see Nano a whole lot. Baby Bun continuing to put in that damage. We see the bomb coming out, not able to get anything though, as a bunch of the Kraken Skulls players were already backed up pretty heavily, but they've been continuing to put in the damage on that Pharah, and it's going to be keeping Kraken Skulls from really getting to this point.
Well, you said the bomb didn't get anything, but it actually did get something. Mez Ice Block was actually used in order to dodge the bomb, which means he couldn't defend himself against the Crosity and the ongoing reign of Baby Bun, so no, he wasn't surviving, unfortunately, so.
Yeah, looking at the ults right now, though, we see a lot of them from Kraken Skulls, and with this rotation coming around,
69!
They are going to be, they're going to be able to recover, come back a touch. They're not getting a whole lot of movement here, but we now see the Farmers trying to get some touches here. Ryland Van was able to get Rigo. Babe Bun coming in, getting it that 2K with the barrage. Holden was able to get res back up during that, and yeah, Babe Bun's not letting them get too much movement there. They were able to rotate around, but you already had Holden who's up there and was able to see it immediately, calling the team back. So they're only able to move a couple meters off that.
Yeah, definitely. If they did not catch that, like, really quickly.
Yeah, a huge critique I had, I was talking about earlier. They have 6 ults, and they didn't use any of them that fight. You gotta use those ults, and you gotta use them first.
Yep, yeah, it looks like they're doing the rotation again. And no, they're actually going up top now, where Shurikane is willing to meet them with the Primal. Actually, they don't know Shurikane is there. They don't know Shurikane is behind them. Shurikane has found their support line, and now they're going back for him.
Yeah.
They don't get any kills, but they distract him enough, so Money Snap's all alone!
Yeah, didn't really realize the pain his backline was going through, but they're able to throw down this blizzard, get to there, get Holden, and looks like they're going to be getting that mech there. Coalescence coming out as well as the beat, and they were using 3 ults there, and we see the Death Blossom trying to recover a bit from Bicrosity in the back. Oh, along with the 3K barrage from Babe Bun. Those barrages have been pretty consistent there for Babe Bun, and it looks like they are actually going to maybe be able to try to recover this here, but with the Farmers going down, it's only the Lonely Diva trying to stall this out, hoping the teammates get back in time. Holden is going to be coming through, and they just need to continue touching here, and they might be able to win this, but with so many Kraken Skulls players coming back, it's not looking good for them. The grab and the slam coming through, they're going to be able to clean up those last Congregation players. Death Blossom, I think, was a bit much, but they have captured, or they are going to be capturing Point C. Yeah, as Congregation's going to be losing that Pharmacy there.
You said that that wasn't a very good thing for Congregation to do, like they had no chance, but guess what they did win? The ult battle. They used nothing. And meanwhile, Kraken Skulls, 3 ults for one, like, little stagger push? What are you doing? You're gonna have the Blizzard, sure, but that's it. All you have is one Blizzard. Congregation, they're about to build up a bomb, they have a bomb, they have a Valkyrie, and they're already building up to another, what is it, barrage?
Yeah, with that kill on the Shurikane, it's looking really good. To be able to kind of continue moving here, losing that main tank can be huge with the Valk getting used. Babe Bun is still able to rain damage. You have those DPS players going around, and as I say that, Vicrosity goes down. The Blizzard's going to be coming out from Meh, trying to get some damage here, but the Diva Bomb as well coming out. I didn't know that could get frozen, honestly. It'll take out Muddy Snaps. The Barrage coming out again. So many barrages, only able to really get one, but is able to give enough of a distraction for Holden to get res back up there to come back in, get that nade on the blue boxes, and they are going to be holding this right here. I think something we've been seeing consistently from Kraken Skull is having that major ult advantage and kind of throwing it away by over ulting. And so if they were able to properly rotate out those ults, I think they would have already have this point captured right now.
And you can definitely see this will be the last push here for Kraken Skulls. They have nothing on the board. They will have the Coalescence and the beat by the time the battle starts. Blue Boxers is almost up to a Graviton Surge. That could be the playmaker, but we will see. Here comes Kraken Skulls. Will they be able to take the point C, or will this be Congregation's map?
Yeah, the Nana coming out into the Reinhardt did get frozen a little bit there, but the beat to help try to keep Kraken Skulls going. Holden goes down, Shurikane goes down. It's looking really good right now. They just need to continue getting these kills. With the Grav coming down, they're able to pick up the remaining players of Congregation and come through here. We only have Vicrosity trying to hold it on that Junkrat, and that's going to be it. That is going to be Kraken Skulls taking the 3rd map, and they have won the series.
Kraken Skulls will be going on to the stage finals, and they have secured 4th place in the overall standings. There was a lot of signs of life there from Congregation, especially from Baby Bun. Baby Bun was the right swap. It's just a little bit more coordination, a little bit more better execution, and this was your match to win. A sextuple kill from Baby Bun. You don't see those every day.
Yeah, so we saw that barrage of the second to last push from Kraken Skulls. It already almost had it back, wasn't able to get to point in time for that last little push Kraken Skulls was doing to win the map, but didn't nearly have the barrage again. So Babe Bun, clearly an amazing Pharah player coming out, and you definitely have that amazing support out from Angel Witch. So I gotta ask a question here. Congregation looking really good. Kraken Skull's having not the best ult rotation going on. How is Kraken Skulls winning?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It might be a division of skill. We've seen them also go extremely aggressive. Maybe Congregation is not used to that aggressive style. They may play like a more like passive style overall. But really, Congregation are just not really prepared for this over aggro style. Baby Bun was an example of how they are adapting to that style. But other than that, I don't see a lot of like good performances out of Congregation when Kraken Skulls are going over aggro. We see Kraken Skulls go over aggro pretty much every push. Congregation, not so much.
Got it. Yeah, so not necessarily that punishment they need on the aggression. But yeah, so we are going to be playing this last map. Congregation trying to recover, some of their pride going in here, hoping to walk away with a 3-1. Going into Junkertown, trying to see if any switches are going to be coming through. We do see one. Kua is going to be coming in for Muddy Snaps. Kind of interesting. We've seen Muddy Snaps do very well, but also Muddy Snaps doing very well on the Rhine, and Rhine's not super huge on Junkertown. So I'm guessing that's why that switch is going to be coming through. We do see Rigo going back out for Regulus, so they've been on and off. Regulus is the Hanzo one trick, according to someone in Twitch chat. I'm not the one saying that. We do have a DJ Gigabit coming back out. Morningstar going in. Another support player on the side of Kraken Skulls. And I don't think we have any switches over on the side of Congregation.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Congregation is going to be switching. They are pretty happy with this current setup. But you really have to wonder, like, what if Baby Bun was put in early? What if we saw Baby Bun earlier in the match, and what if we saw Baby Bun popping off that early in the match? What if?
I do think that's definitely an interesting question. Because Baby Bun doing very, very well. So, and those weren't like bad Pharah maps. You can run a good Pharah on Hanamura. You can run a good Pharah on Oasis. So I do agree that is a big question of what if Baby Bun had been in earlier.
Yeah, Baby Bun definitely has been a big. Baby Bun's Pharah has been a big weakness here for Kraken Skulls because we have not seen them have a really competent hit scan this entire game. I'm not trying to bash them out or anything, but like we haven't really seen them do well on hit scan. I feel like the only time we saw them do well on hit scan was when Rigo, I believe, pulled out Soldier on the final point of King's Row on their attack. But other than that, nothing. So maybe that's a big problem here with Kraken Skulls, and maybe I probably exposed something that every finals team should be worrying about. Either way, it's really something that they should address. And if Baby Bun is able to do this well on the Pharah against Kraken Skulls, they should be worried.
Yeah, for sure. It's always interesting looking at those DPS lineups and who gets played and what they can play and because you do kind of have those limited pawns, you could say, of the players, and they can't always play the exact right thing you want. But yeah, so it's interesting to see what they work with and how well it does go for them, because you can have these like not non-ideal pieces that end up working out really well. And as the Kraken Skulls is doing fairly well, so it's not going horribly for them, but I definitely think that could be something keeping them from that top spot.
Absolutely. You can make an argument saying Kraken Skulls is a very good team. They are belonging in that playoff run, but they might have weaknesses that many people can exploit when it comes to the playoffs. If they end up facing against Congregation, which could happen, I'm not saying it will happen, but it could happen, then teams will immediately jump on that exploit that they found about this watching this match most likely. Or Congregation will jump on that exploit, hopefully, and be able to counter Kraken Skulls. Anyone will probably jump on the exploit. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kraken Skulls does forward heading into the stage playoffs and eventually the overall Owlet playoffs.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what kind of run Kraken Skulls gonna be able to make in stage playoff, especially with those kind of two top three juggernauts. Because I look at the minor. And you basically have these three categories going down, with like the mid tier with 3 teams, the top tier with 3 teams, and bottom tier kind of 2 teams right now as it stands. And you know, both Kraken Schools and Congregation kind of sitting in that middle tier. So Kraken Schools was going up against those top three of Dumpster Divers, Happy Squids, and Ohio Woes, which I gotta admit are pretty scary teams for Kraken Schools to be going up against. So they definitely need to try to tighten up going into these stage playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Heading into the playoffs.
But yeah, still, we've had a slow turnaround day for maps right now. I feel like we've been talking for 10 minutes, but still, Junkertown is not starting. It should be getting along here pretty quickly, though. I'm going to go do some quick investigating to see if we've had any other results coming through on the other games. So I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, probably best right now because currently waiting on the game to actually start. So once we get that sort of information, we'll be able to know like when everything's happening. We apologize. We're waiting on the game to start right now.
So no scores have been posted into the tracker sheet, so I don't have any information for you, unfortunately. Hopefully some of those will get posted. Maybe we can share some of them at the end of this matchup. If the coaches will insert them in time.
Yeah.
I love you, coaches, but please.
Yeah. Please submit. Please submit. we want to know who wins. Dang it! I would swear, but this is a stream anyway.
Yes, we are pure here on the Owlet Twitch stream.
Yes, we are. Says like the two casters has been together forever and probably sweared a lot in comp. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. Okay, so we do have one team getting ready here soon. Hopefully the other team will be following suit, and we will be able to get into Junkertown. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I do space out a lot. Have we talked about what comps we might be seeing here on this map?
I don't think we have.
Cool, take us away. What are we seeing on attack?
Okay, good to know. So most likely, we did see a swap out for money snaps on the main tank position. So most likely we'll be seeing something like maybe an Orisa composition. We could be seeing double shield. Could be seeing anything like that. But you never know. This is minors. Anyone could be running anything. We could be seeing pirate ship for all we know. But most likely we'll be seeing like something not Reinhardt related because Reinhardt is not that great on this end. As I say that, Congregation is making a swap. Blue Lunaris in for Monka S. So
there goes our dive. I think that's what Monka S was in, was the diva play that they had there on King's Row. So no more dive, cry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I look at our our sheet here, according to the never mind. I was gonna say, Monka S is the only player that can play diva, but then again, you also have to take into consideration if Shurikane was playing Winston. Currently, Congregation do not have one of their main tanks available now. Frazzle is not available right now on call, so most likely they can't do like their usual main tank stuff because they have to play with Blue Lunaris. No offense again to Blue Lunaris or any of the tanks; they're all doing great so far.
Yeah, but if you're missing that starter, even just the synergy you have going is lost. Even if the tanks are of equal skill, having to replace any of your starters can always be a huge detriment to teams.
Exactly. Like there was a time when I used to play on Congregation back before they joined Owlet, and we had our Zarya player leave, so we had to place another player on Zarya who played Brig and Zen. It was not that great of an experience, and he probably knows I'm talking about him because he's the coach of Congregation, but regardless, we still did all right. It's just when you are forced off your main role, then it's not as great as it usually would be. Unless you're like me, in which case you're an ulti-flex. So, but anyway, composition
Junior on horn there a little bit. But yeah, so we see the May Bastion. Instead of the Sigma, though, we have the Rhine. Comps are changing. This is no longer the other double shield. It's a different double shield.
And you know, it's funny. We talked about how Reinhardt may not be used, and both teams are running a Reinhardt. Kua's on the Reinhardt as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what Kraken Skulls does about this Bastion composition on the side of Congregation.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this Rhine Diva going on. It's not something you really see a lot outside of my old comp games. So I don't know. I think it's as I said, they switch over, of course. But yeah, so they are now going to be running that Rhyme Zarya going through here.
Yeah, they are switching off Blue Boxers to the Zarya. They switch also off Mei from the Widowmaker to the Mei, and Riley's already dead.
Yeah, and I kind of question some of their support choices with the Baptiste Zen, though. I'm not sure how good the healing output's really going to be there, and they're, kind of continuing to be shredded by this Bastion. The tank configuration is going to be coming out here, taking out Kua. Kua was able to get 1 kill on the Baby Bun for, promptly dying to the tank configuration, but it is going to get res back up.
Yeah, you question the idea of Bap Zen, but actually, I think on the PTR, people in comp have actually been using Bap Zen for a while now because of its like intense healing. The immortality field is great. Baptiste does a lot of damage, and Zen's Discord Aura plus his amount of damage pretty much means death. So I think that's why you're seeing Ben Zap or Ben.
Yeah, we do see
Okay,
Kraken Skull is able to come out and get 2 kills there, but Congregation is just getting so many more, and they're just continuing to really hold this. And I wouldn't be questioning it if it was working, but it's not working, so I question it a little bit more.
Yeah, you can definitely see it's not working. However, they're probably trying to build up to the grab dragon combo, because Regulus has his dragon. Blue Boxers, however, pretty far off from that graviton, so we'll see if Kraken Skulls are willing to do that, or if they're just like waiting. This is gonna be 12 more seconds of waiting for Kraken Skulls. This has been just the waiting game.
Yeah, really just trying to zone them out with that there. Seems. From them pushing on. And we do see Regulus taking an off angle to throw these dragons down across that line, but the immortality field keeps everyone alive as Narcosi continues to just pump damage with this tank configuration into the entire Kraken Skulls. And gets a 3k with the tank configuration alone, not to mention the other kills. Kraken Skulls really not doing enough to crack this comp right now.
But yeah, Kraken Skulls are not doing that great right now. They aren't really using their ults efficiently. The Dragon Strike did come out from Regulus, but it wasn't enough. And they keep, like...
Ooh, they did get that Maywall to lift up the Bastion and were able to get a kill. That was an amazing play to lift the Bastion up there. Looks like the res is going to be coming through, so it's a bit wasted there because they weren't able to get the exact aggression they needed to take out more of those players there. So it's back to a 6v6 right now. The hammer coming down was able to knock down some players, and the hammer down coming again from the other side now. And it looks like Congregation is continuing to get a lot of kills here, but Kraken Skulls does have, a bit of that light there, taking out multiple of the Congregation players. The Blizzard coming down from Congregation, though, could put a bit of nail in the coffin of Kraken Skulls' attack right now, able to take out 2 more, but Shuriken does go down to Regulus with a headshot there, and Kua gets 2 with that charge, able to recover that fight for them, and they just need to take out the Ryan there, and they will be on their way. But they only have 5 seconds here, so they cannot get off the point.
Yeah, and I feel like these staggers that Kraken Skulls are doing here on the members of Congregation, not good at all. Now you can see Blue and Ours actually switch off to the Diva to be able to touch. That's probably not a smart idea unless you're willing to stick with this dive composition. And it looks like they're willing to push in. Holden has used the Ant Matrix.
Yeah, Kua getting that initial kill onto Holden, and the dragons coming out from Regulus. We see the Grav also getting dropped, and that's a 3k with those dragons, looking really good as they're going to be able to capture point A. They have 2 minutes and 30 to get through point B here. And Congregation is currently on the dive comp. We'll kind of have to wait to see if they're switching, and they're going to be switching to some space furries over there.
I'm sorry, what the hell did you just say?
Space furries. I was taught it by one of the lovely ladies over in our Owlet server last time we saw this. But yeah, we did see a nocturnal drop there from Cons for a little bit, so might be a bit shaky there. Yeah, basically, point is Kraken Skulls is still moving, and Congregation hasn't stopped them yet.
I didn't miss much. And you can see Macrosity and Baby Bun have switched out to their signature Reaper and Pharah. So we're going to see what happens here. Blue and Ours is already dead, pretty much.
Yeah, dropping down, we see the Shatter coming out, but the Winston Bow was actually able to block a lot of it, but Vicrosity did fall to Kua there. And Babe Bun coming in, getting a kill onto Rally in advance, but Kua continuing to go on a rampage a bit with this Rhine. But Varkovsky gets res, but it's still Kraken Skulls looking good right now, getting these kills as they continue to forge forward. Only Holden left, just kind of in the back, waiting to die.
If people have seen my other casts, they may have recognized that, like, on both Sky Industries, I said if you run Bastion Bunker and it fails, you can't recover. This is looking exactly like what I said right now. Congregation had that Bastion Bunker strat set in place. They were ready for it. They were ready to win with it, and then they lost it, and now they can't recover. And now they're rapidly switching heroes. Macrossity's now switched on to the McCree, and they just can't recover. Meanwhile, Kraken Skulls are just swimming right through them at the speed of sound. No pun intended.
But yeah, it's not always a good time when you kind of see some of these rapid switches coming through. But it looks like we actually are going to see Congregation recovering with some Chad Bun coming out here and getting some of these kills. Actually getting a 3K there. We see the Blizzard coming out from Mad though, but the Barrage coming out from Baby Bun is going to get a 2K. Baby Bun really pulling that back for Congregation.
Baby Bun has been pulling every fight back for Congregation, I have to say.
And I don't want to leave Angel Witch out of this. You gotta have that Mercy or else you're dead up that far.
Exactly. Baby Bun and Angel Wish have been great this entire game. They have really set themselves up for a great, DPS healer duo. Regardless, Kraken Skulls, they still have 2 ults on the board. About to have 3 with Blue Boxer's grab.
But yeah, continuing to kind of get some progress here. Congregation pulling out a little bit, now going in onto them. Again, a bit of that zap from above from the Winston. Baby Bun continuing to rain in that damage here, taking out Meh. And we see the ball slamming down. Baby Bun continuing to get all these kills. Surecade, with that Angry Monkey, was able to take out Rowland Van, put her in a corner there. And we see the High Noon coming out as well, was able to take out Morningstar. Congregation continuing to hold here.
I don't think that Nano Boost was very necessary from Holden, but they ended up using it anyway, which is probably bad for Congregation, considering if we look at the ult bank for for Kraken Skulls, they're about to have 5 ults on the board unless they decide to hold for Mez, in which case they're going to go all 6 and go Rampage. Blue Lunaris has the Minefield, and Angel Witch will have the Valkyrie, so it's going to be an instance of how well can Congregation use these ults, and how well can they get a pick on the rally and the band in the back.
Yeah, we see the mines getting thrown down, are kind of trapping Morningstar right now, using that Coalesce to try to get out of that predicament. We see the grab getting dropped as well as the Nano. So many ults coming out from Kraken Skulls right now, and they are getting some kills for it, but it's not like Congregation's out of the fight, and with that many ults getting used, that's what you want to be seeing, is the other team completely dead. And we see the Barrage coming out from Babe Bun getting another 3K, sorry there, and not to mention the initial kill already, and they are going to be preventing them from getting to the end of Junkertown here.
Again, Baby Bun saves the day for everyone.
Chad Bun, Chad Bun.
Baby Bun here. Flying high in your skies. So yeah, I feel like that was a little bit messy from Congregation, but they were winning the ult fight in the end, so can I really call it messy on Congregation's side? I can't really tell, because, like, during that entire fight, they used less ults than Kraken Skulls, but they were still able to make it messy and win.
I think it's fair to call both the teams messy, and just the messiness will kind of cancel each other out sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams are, like, near the bottom of the standings. I believe they are 6.
Oh, they're in the middle.
They're around the middle, maybe near bottom, but they are a little messy. They could be worse, but they are messy. But anyway, now it's time for Congregation to get on the attack. We might be seeing our traditional Widow Pharah that we've been seeing a lot with the dive. On the side of Kraken Skulls, however, we see Ryan Sigma.
I've not seen a lot of this going on, or heard about it, I should say.
Yeah, Ryan Sigma, from what I heard, on the PTR, this is another popular composition. Ryan Sigma with the Batiste Moira, or it might have been a Batiste Zen, but regardless, this is a popular composition, so maybe these guys have done their PTU research, and now are willing to win this match here today, unless Kraken Skull
Yeah, they are holding pretty far back, kind of ambushing them a bit late. I would say you'd want to be holding a bit sooner, but right now Congregation is continuing is getting this initial movement, and I think they kind of know where Kraken Skulls is and are looking to surround them here.
Maybe
Yeah,
Baby
they've
Bay's
spotted
already
them
found.
out.
Yep, there they go. Baby Bay's already. Baby Bun's
Baby
already
Bun.
found. I'm
Yes,
tired,
this is Baby
damn
Bay.
it!
Baby Bay is an Owlet now. It's great. But yeah, using that Riot Shield, just trying to hold it up. But mainly they're going to be able to stop this progress just because they're close enough right now. But Baby Bun are taking out men. They're kind of just sitting ducks right now and able to be surrounded pretty easily, especially with the dive that Congregation's running. They're not really able to dive onto them, but they can really just throw in that damage there. Ooh, but in the back line, the Farmers, he gets taken out. I think that was due to a rock that hit them there. And so Blue Boxers was able to just kind of get them down. But they're still trying to fight off Kraken Skulls in this little room here. They did get a sick nade in there, and as soon as they pull out the Angry Monkey to boop them back, the wall comes down, but they aren't able to boop them back enough, get this payload moving past this point where they can hold it from relative safety. Holden does go down, Matt also drops. And we now see those two support ults coming out from Kraken Skulls.
There is no supports on the side of Kraken Skulls alive anymore, so this might be a turn in Congregation's favor.
Ooh, but with Angel Witch going down, but it did get that rest into Holden before the barrage and bomb coming out, only really getting one kill between them. And Babe Bun, it doesn't matter though, is just so good on that far, it gets 2 more kills right after the barrage. So they're able to continue moving here. I do think it worked out better than I thought from Kraken Skulls, I gotta say. But it's kind of one of those plans that's doomed to fail eventually.
But there it didn't, yeah. As you see, Kraken Skulls is trying to stall it, I believe, right now.
Yeah, nearly didn't quite make it, but the Gravitic Flux coming out may bring this back, but the DPS are doing a lot of work on the side of Congregation, are cleaning up these Kraken Skulls players rather quickly, but the May still hanging around, being a little thorn in the side there, or rather icicle in the side. I know, I make terrible jokes. But they are going to be capturing point A, and they have 4 minutes to get through point B here.
Yeah, absolutely. That defense that we saw from Kraken Skulls is actually a pretty good defense. However, Congregation's use of a Winston, just being able to build up that Primal Rage, which is very easy if people are clumped up together like that, pretty much ruined the entire defense. So, Congregation, they were able to make it work, and now they have to get to the end of, near the end of point C. And Baby Bun going down this early is not great. Shurikane alone out there isn't either.
Yeah, but we see the Anger Monkey coming out, but the slam onto the tank line there, not really getting any kills directly there, and we see, rather than Ban went down, Angel Witch doesn't fall into Men popping off kinda a little bit here, taking out Shurikane and Angel Witch. And we see more of these Congregation players falling. It looks like they might have to go back to the spawn room and retry this attack.
Yeah, the McCree is actually working pretty well here for Kraken Skulls. Look, I had to pay you in some way. Anyway, it does spell bad things though, because they used the Shatter and the Blizzard in that fight, and the Blizzard got absolutely no value.
No one can hide
So
from my
now
sight.
Regulus has actually switched off to the Hanzo as I say that, but you're gonna see Congregation do have a little bit of an ult advantage, and now they even have more as Morningstar goes down.
Yeah, Vigrossi really pulling through with a lot of these early picks in these fights. Now kind of dueling with that Hanzo there. The barrage coming down is going to be able to take out Blue Boxers right there. And they are now just trying to stay on that point. Bakua is going to be going down. Looks like they're going to continue moving. I don't really see enough Kraken Skulls players to really make a good fight. So it looks like they are going to be getting point B right here. And we are now going to be moving on to point C.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a chance here for Congregation. They still have the bomb and they have the nano boost for the next fight. However,
Ooh, and
on
it's
the side
dive now.
Yeah, Congregation. However, on the side of Kraken Skulls, all they have is that window, and never mind, they just got the bomb from Blue Boxers. So it's going to be interesting here. Also, Riley has switched over to Zenyatta off of whatever he was running before.
Ooh,
That is an
the
early
bomb coming
bomb
out.
for Blue.
And it was well placed, but there's so many places to hide there, so it wasn't really able to get a lot done. And we see the Diva Bomb coming out from Congregation now, also not going to be able to get a lot done because the Immortality placed down by Morningstar there to help keep herself alive. And we see the window is going to be getting dropped, the Deadeye getting dropped as well. Morningstar is able to take out Shurikane there, and Meg gets taken down before the Deadeye can get dropped, but it's okay because Kraken Skulls is getting those kills that they need anyway. and continuing to be up Congregation there. But as I say that, Baby Bun is gonna get 2K in the back line because that's just how Baby Bun is. And with Angel Witch going down though, Baby Bun is gonna be forced to retreat and wait for the team a little bit, or I guess not, and is gonna take down Kua. Who knows? And Vicross also taking up down Blue Box. Just how Baby Bun, you are carrying so hard. I'm not. Congregation's doing great. I shouldn't say that, but Baby Bun is doing an amazing job, along with Vicross and all their players. Really, it's just Baby Bun is getting so many kills.
Never underestimate Baby Bun. They can survive in any situation, no matter Mercy, no matter if they have a Mercy or not. Now, Congregation, they are close to finishing Junkertown. Will they be able to do it?
They're getting it started, and the barrage is coming out. Not able to get a lot that time, though. It's getting taken down along with 2 of those other players, but Angel Witch is able to get that res on a Baby Bun, being that loyal Mercy standing there, but ends up getting taken down, and it looks like Congregation's gonna have to be going back here. They lost so many players there. Shuriken was able to put in a good fight towards the end onto those support players, but they did eventually fall.
And for the biggest first time, you see, now there is an old disadvantage on Congregation. Kraken Skulls are going to have 3, maybe 4 ults for the next fight. Congregation are only going to have a Nano and a Valkyrie. Unless that Nano and Valkyrie are the best 2 things that ever came out of this game, Congregation might have to wait a fight.
Yeah, we'll kind of have to see as they're getting started here. We see the Nano coming out of the Vicrosity, the bomb getting dropped a bit far back. Don't think it's going to get anyone, and it doesn't. And we see the remake coming out there from Blue Boxers coming through. Baby Bun is able to get a kill on the Meh. And we see Blue Lunaris getting demeched there. It's huge brawl right up point right now. Winston v Winston. It's so long since I've seen anything like this, and I'm very happy right now. But some solid damage getting thrown down. Rallying Band goes down to Holden there. Across drops inside the Congregation. Both these teams trying desperately to get all these kills. Kraken Skulls is fighting for their glory right now. Is able to take out Angel Witch. The bomb is going to be coming out from Blue Lunaris and is able to take out Regulus. Almost was able to use that wall to save himself. And we see the Bob getting dropped as well here. The barrage going down. Most of it gets eaten though by Blue Boxers there. And it is very hard to tell who's winning, but looks like it's going to be Kraken Skulls coming out on top. And they didn't take out Vicrosity, but it's kind of into stall mode a little bit for Congregation. And with Angel Witch going down, it's not looking super good, but the Death Pulse coming out trying to get something. Is able to take out Kua, which could be enough if the rest of those players just can get to point here. They have 3 seconds to do so, and they need to touch. We do see Blue Lunaris coming in on that ball, the Blizzard coming down, trying to slow them down as much as possible. Someone needs to get on point. They have the Diva Bomb coming through. Rattling the Band doing really well on this. Moira is able to take out 2 there, and we just need to see Congregation continue to touch, but Kraken Skulls doing such a good job taking them out. We can see another touch coming in just in time, but it's not going to be enough. And it is going to be Kraken Skulls taking Junkertown as well. This is a 4-0 from Kraken Skulls. They showed some pretty good dominance throughout there. We saw so many signs of life from Congregation, but it just wasn't enough to take any of these maps.
I feel like I'm realizing what's wrong with Congregation, and it's that they have a bad mentality of everything is winnable. They were investing ults, investing abilities, investing everything into fights that they were pretty much losing and not saving anything at all. Pretty much. They were using everything in their arsenal, and it just wasn't working. It just was horrible to watch for Congregation, and I feel like today was the day that Kraken Skulls were really able to take advantage of that. The reason that Congregation were able to keep using this everything is winnable strategy, and Kraken Skulls is like, I don't know what to say, except the Kraken Skulls is just better at knowing when a fight is lost. That's why we probably see them not using a lot of their ults unless they really need to. So, a very rough showing from Congregation. However, Kraken Skulls will be taking the victory, and they'll be going to the stage finals for stage 3. It's going to be interesting to see, or it's not stage finals, stage playoffs. And it's going to be interesting to see how they perform over there. But for Congregation, it's time to go to the drawing board. You have to hope for Slipstream to not win stage playoffs. And if you do, you really need to work on that. You really need to work hard for those playoffs.
Yeah, I imagine they'll be drilling quite a bit over the break there before championships, just to hopefully make a good stand, show some of their stuff. Even if they don't win, trying to, just at least show that they are still very good players, which they all are. All of our minors players are really good, and it's a joy to cast all of them. Uwu.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is going to be the end of this match. And I normally like to review what games they have coming up next, but we don't have those because this is the last day of the regular season.
Yeah, unfortunately, we will be going to the stage playoffs next, which I believe are going to be like Kraken Skulls versus, I want to say Happy Squids, and then Dumpster Divers versus Slipstream. I think.
Let's see if we have any scores inputted in yet. We
I'm,
don't.
yeah, good to know. But judging by the current standings of at the end of week 2, that's most likely what we're going to be seeing for our playoff team, for our what is it? Stage playoff teams: Dumpster Divers versus Slipstream and Kraken Skulls versus Happy Squids. It's going to be rough for Kraken Skulls unless they can pull off another upset over Happy Squids. But regardless, this is it. The regular season is over. Stage playoffs are next.
Well, we do still have more games coming up in the
Yeah.
regular season. It's just the last quote unquote day. Day 2 lasts like 2 days at least.
3 days,
Um,
4 days.
But yes, we do have more matches coming out tomorrow, so make sure to tune in and watch those. And we do have a match also coming in on Friday. Special last regular season. We might be doing something special, so make sure to tune in for that as well. But yeah, I hope to be seeing you in stage playoffs.
Yeah, same here. We've been a great casting duo overall, and I feel like that we will have a chance at stage playoffs and maybe overall playoffs when I'm not in college and stuck with a terrible
It's called
microphone.
championships. Championships is the season playoffs.
Whatever. I call it overall playoffs. All right.
No, it's the championships. But anyway.
Whatever you call it. All right.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming out, and make sure you keep tuning into Owlet until the end of the season.